Hare Krishna, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you all had a great week. I'm sure you're gonna have a great week soon. um, Again, so welcome to Gita study session. So we are in the Bhakti Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita. In this section, we completed chapter 7 and chapter 8, and we started chapter 9. This chapter is titled Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogam, the most confidential knowledge. So that means Krishna is going to give the most confidential knowledge, the secret to the spiritual world. It's like a password to the spiritual world. Is freely given. Krishna is about to give that. Okay. So Krishna is going to, throughout this chapter, in this middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, from 6 to 12, Krishna talks about himself and the devotion towards him. Bhakti means devotion, a love. We have the devotion, we have the love towards our children, we have the love towards our things, many things, material things. It's naturally, it happens. We develop love towards things. But those are all good. But the same love, when it is shown to the Supreme Lord with emotions, it becomes bhakti yoga. This bhakti yoga can be a means to attain the goal. The goal is Supreme Lord in the spiritual world, by which we can break the cycle of birth and death. Okay. So, for one to develop bhakti, devotion, I need to know everything about the person to whom I need to be devoted to or develop bhakti to. Okay. So, Krishna says, you be devoted to me. And Krishna spoke about himself. In the 7th chapter, Krishna talks about everything about himself, how he's all pervaded, how he's in everyone and everything. We cannot understand the Supreme Lord, we cannot perceive the Supreme Lord because of there is a curtain. When the curtain is removed, we can clearly understand the Supreme Lord. The curtain is a Maya Shakti of the Lord, which consists of mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. We looked at that in detail. And Krishna talks about the souls who surrender to him, the souls who take shelter of him. There are different types of people who go to him, who take shelter of him. But if a person goes to Krishna out of pure love and devotion, Krishna says such a soul is very dear to him. And towards the end of 7th chapter, Krishna says, if a person can think about me, meditate on me, even at the time of death, he can attain the spiritual world, guaranteed. Okay. Then Arjuna asks this question in the 8th chapter. Can you explain me more about that, Krishna? How can I meditate on you? What is about this last minute remembrance? Antakala Smriti, what about it? How that happens? So Krishna talks about this Antakala Smriti, the last minute remembrance of the Lord throughout this chapter. So in short, Krishna says, Antakalecha Mameva Smaran Mukta Kalevaram. Even just before minutes, if you can remember me, just minutes before you die, if you can remember me, you can attain me, or you will attain me, says Krishna. But if you don't think about me, if you think about something else, whatever goes in your mind throughout your life, it's going to come back through at the end of your death. Whatever goes in your mind, you'll attain the same nature, same body. If you think about a dog, you'll become a dog. If you think about a cat, you'll become a cat. So and so. We covered that. Okay. So Krishna talks about that, and Krishna says, if you always think about me, meditate on me, practice bhakti yoga, by such you can attain a highest destination, that is spiritual world. Tadhama Paramamama. And Krishna also talks about whatever is there in this existence, cosmic existence or material existence, this is all temporary. It is all temporary. is gonna get destroyed. Wherever the place you go, you have to come back. But if you come to me, my place, my abode, then you don't have to return back. You have attained the highest perfection. What is the criteria? Criteria is, the criteria to attain the Supreme Lord is Ananya Bhakti, pure love. So Krishna going to talk about that Ananya Bhakti in chapter 9 continues. So what is that Ananya Bhakti? Is it difficult? So Krishna says, it is so easy. It's easy to understand, easy to practice, easy to attain perfection. You just need faith and practice. So how to do that? Krishna talks about it in 9th chapter, we'll see. So I spoke about this overview of 9th chapter in previous session. So I'll give a quick glimpse of it, quick gist of it, without going into detail. So Krishna, before revealing this knowledge, the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga, he glorifies this knowledge. He glorifies that this is the most secret and confidential knowledge. So we'll go in detail today in these verses, why this knowledge of Bhakti Yoga is so confidential, so secret. It is secret as per the Vedic scriptures. It is not like just like that anyone can give to anybody. So it is very, very confidentially shared. The knowledge of Bhakti Yoga is shared very confidentially in those past times, in those previous ages. Okay. So we look at it in this session today. That is a topic for today's session. And 4 to 10, Krishna talks about himself. He's all pervaded. Everything is manifested because of him, and he is present in this entire cosmic existence. And even though he does all these things, creates and annihilates, and he incarnates, none of his actions bind him. There is no karma to God. We get karma, good karma, bad karma. There is no karma to God, no actions to the God, no reactions to the God. And Krishna says, I supervision and I do this. Basically, Krishna is speaking more about himself so that we develop love towards him. More we learn the greatness about the Lord, more we develop bhakti and devotion to the Lord. And 11 to 25, Krishna says, if whenever I descend into this world, people deride me. People think like I'm just a normal human being. Because of so-called that nature, they develop demonic qualities. They have to go through this repeated cycle of birth and they're committing sins against me. But Krishna also says there are Ananya Bhaktas, there are great souls, Mahatmas, they can understand because of their good karma, good credits, they get to know about the Supreme Lord and they develop bhakti towards the Supreme Lord. Such people, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, always think about Krishna, always meditate on Krishna, they're so much devoted to Krishna. And Krishna says in the towards the end, 26 to 34, he says, the so-called Bhakti Yoga is not so hard, Arjuna. It is so easy. Unlike other practices of Ashtanga Yoga, you have to sit and meditate in hours and lifetimes. Even to attain perfection, it is practically impossible in this age of Kali Yuga. Nobody in this world is practicing here. All you see people are practicing meditation just to control the mind and senses. None of the meditation will help in liberation, attaining the liberation, break the cycle of birth and death. But that yoga, which helps one to break the cycle of birth and death, and also at the same time purifies the soul, makes a pure soul like a pure diamond, right? So that is bhakti and bhakti yoga, practice of bhakti yoga. Krishna says that is so simple. You just offer me a flower. You just offer me a fruit. You just offer me a small cup of water. I'll accept it. I see your devotion. You just offer me with love and devotion. I'll accept it. That is how, by such practices, you develop love towards me, says Krishna. So, whatever you do, eating, working, charity, austerity, anything you do in your life, you do for me, for Krishna. So, Krishna says, even the great sinful person also can attain Supreme Lord. in this very own lifetime. You don't have to go through many lifetimes. You can attain Supreme Lord, break the cycle of birth and death in this very lifetime, just by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so Krishna concludes this chapter by saying, always think about me, always meditate upon me, practice devotional services. Okay, this is a high-level overview of 9th chapter, and we'll go deeper into certain shlokas. As always, some shlokas needs deeper understanding. We'll go dig deeper into it and spend more time. Other shlokas will touch high level and go. Okay, so this shloka we started. For this, the first verse, Krishna says, the so-called bhakti, devotion, is so confidential. I'm giving you this confidential knowledge, Arjuna, because you don't have any envy. Here envy refers to Arjuna had accepted Krishna with full faith. Arjuna had no doubts about Krishna. He knew very well Krishna is a Supreme Lord and he was submissive to Krishna. He did not think like, who are you to tell me? I myself a god. he did not had any other thoughts like that. He just accepted Krishna, and Krishna is saying, because of you, you have been listening 8 chapters. So I'm going to give you the most confidential secret knowledge. That is Bhakti. So we spoke about this in previous session. I'll skip this. Yeah, we'll start with this verse number 2. So I'll ask someone to read.
Rajavidya, 8 characteristics of the knowledge of pure bhakti. Rajavidya, king of all education, essence of all philosophies. Rajagukhyam, king of all secrets, above the eternal activities of soul. Pavitram idam, purest of all, purifies one of all material contamination. Uttamam, transcendental to the darkness or ignorance of this world. Pratyaksha Vagamam, gives direct experience of the self by realization. Lord. Dharmyam, perfection of religion, that is service to the Supreme Lord. Susukam Kartum, easily and joyfully performed. Avyayam, everlasting, eternal, indestructible, that is beyond the modes.
Thank you, Prabhu. So in the first verse, Krishna says, this is the most confidential knowledge I'm giving to you, Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. You are not envious of me. And Krishna talks about this glories of this knowledge. Krishna says 8 characteristics are there in this knowledge, the Bhakti Yoga, pure Bhakti. And if you see, this is a shloka, but we are broken down into like each and every word. Each and every word has a deeper meaning. So we'll go and understand the deeper meaning. So before that, one might say like why Krishna is saying like, if it is a confidential knowledge, he should just start speaking. But Krishna is saying he's trying to entice Arjuna, making him curious to learn more about what is this, right? So just an example, if a person wants to give a gift to his wife, this person loves his wife. If a person wants to buy a gift and give to his wife, so he goes and buys the gift that which is the best of all gifts, whatever he can afford, right? Whatever he can afford. So he goes and buys the gift and packs it nicely, full packing. And if he has to put stickers, he'll put stickers and sprinkles or whatever. He nicely decorate it and goes and takes the gift to his wife and gives to his wife. And before he actually gives, he says something, right? Hey, I bought you a surprise gift. I bought you a surprise gift. This is the most precious gift. This is the best gift in the world. This is a gift. This is the one I bought. I imported from Australia. This is a very rare gift. So by saying, if I say that to my wife says like, oh, okay, I know you bought something from Dollar Tree and you're saying this is the most precious gift. I know what you're saying, but okay. So this is not like Krishna is not flattering or anything. Krishna is revealing the ultimate truth. So before revealing the secrets of Bhakti Yoga, Krishna is glorifying and giving the characteristics of this Bhakti Yoga, what it is. Okay. So we'll go. Raja Vidya, Raja Gohyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam, Pratyakshavagamam Dharmyam, Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Raja Vidya. Raja means king. Raja, king. Vidya means knowledge. King of all knowledge. King of all knowledge. That knowledge is superior by itself. There is no knowledge superior to that. So just like we say, I don't know how to say this, but there is a bomb, right? Mother of all bombs. USA once dropped the bomb in other country. They call it as mother of all bombs. Mother of all bombs, MOAB. Because there is no bomb superior to that. That's why they call it as mother of all bombs. Just like that, king of all education. So that means there is no education superior to this education. What is this education about? Bhakti and devotion. So Krishna is saying this education of Bhakti Yoga is Raja Vidya. Is a king of all education. This education is not just like given to anybody, it is given to a certain qualified people. Right? King of all education. That's why it's called king of all education. Raja Vidya. Raja Guhyam. Guhyam means secret. Raja means king. King of all secrets. The supreme secret. So the secret is the one which is given very confidentially. It's not like we give the secrets everywhere to everybody. We don't put our secret on Facebook, bank password on Facebook. If you put so, like our bank balance will be 0 in minutes. So Krishna had trusted Arjuna, and Arjuna has certain qualities. That is why he is revealing this ultimate secret to him, the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga. And Krishna also says this is the ultimate knowledge and confidential, and also Pavitramidam. Pavitra means pure. Pavitramidam. This knowledge is very pure, purest of all. It is pure and also purifies. Example, if you take the tulsi leaf, like most of us drink tulsi tea, or some people drink tulsi tea. The tulsi is considered sacred. Tulsi is considered sacred, and if we take it in the form of drink, tea or anything, or people just eat it, just swallow it. It brings goodness in our consciousness or mind, and also health. If a person is in deep anxiety, if a person has problems with anxiety, fear or anything, it calms down. It's called adaptogen. It just neutralizes the mind and consciousness and gives a peace of mind, bliss. People drink tulsi tea or tulsi water before meditation so that they can focus. So just like tulsi, which itself is pure and also purifies when you take it. Same thing, the knowledge of bhakti or bhakti yoga in itself is pure, and by taking it, it purifies. What does it mean by purify? It purifies our consciousness. It removes the bhakti, removes our anxiety, negativity, and sins which we have accumulated throughout our life in many, many lifetimes. It just purifies, makes us a pure soul, and it brings to the mode of goodness, sattva guna. Shuddha sattva guna, supreme. There is another thing like Shuddha sattva, makes us pure. Our consciousness is pure. It's like when our consciousness is pure, we can see that in our dealings with people, in our actions, in our decisions, in our decision making, before and after, right? When good things happen, bad things happen, how we deal with the situations. It's all be pure and clear and neat, no confusion when the mind is pure, right? And yeah, and this purity we're talking about brings the purity in consciousness, that purity can take to the Supreme Lord. Krishna accept it. So just like if you go to temple, any temple, the tulsi being offered to the Supreme Lord, right? They'll make a garlands of tulsi, or tulsi is put on the lotus feet of the Lord because it's so pure. Krishna accepts anything which is pure. So that's what Krishna is saying. The so-called Bhakti Yoga makes you pure like tulsi, and I can accept you. Even though we may not be pure, the practice of Bhakti Yoga makes us pure. Okay, and Uttamam. Uttamam means which is beyond this. It's a ultimate spiritual knowledge. Uttamam. There is nothing superior to that. Okay, Pratyakshavagham, Pratyakshavagham, Dharmyam. Pratyaksha means like sense perception. So by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, by the regular practice of Bhakti Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga itself makes a person pure, and also transforms and gives a direct perception of the Lord, direct understanding of the Lord, or clear understanding of the Lord, direct vision of the Lord also. If a person practices sincerely, one can see the Lord, even in this material world. That's called Pratyaksha Dharmyam. Dharmyam refers to we and our relation with the Lord. It's like I have a wife, my wife is, we are related to each other, right? So what is the relation between soul and the super soul, the Atma and Paramatma? It is said in the scriptures, one can have many relations. Relations could be a servant, one can consider God to be my superior. I'm a servant of the Lord. And also like devotees in Vrindavana, like gopis of Vrindavana, they considered Lord to be their lover and Lord to be their friend. Vrajavasis, if you see in Krishna pastimes, they consider Lord to be their friend. So dharmyam, our relationship with the Lord will be revealed by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. There are so deeper meanings to it. Right? Susukam kartum. So Krishna says, now that I spoke everything about Bhakti Yoga, this Bhakti Yoga is not hard, Arjuna. It is so easy peasy. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy, right? So it is so easy. You can easily and joyfully perform. You don't have to renounce the world. If you see any other practices to attain liberation, I'm talking about liberation, not to control mind and senses, just liberation. To attain liberation, there are other practices of Ashtanga Yoga. One has to meditate and do severe austerities. He has to fast for years. He has to renounce the world and cannot wear luxurious clothes. So he has to learn detachment. There are so many practices. You don't see anyone in this world in Kali Yuga. It's practically impossible in this age of Kali Yuga. Some people practice some parts of it just to control mind, peace of mind, but that wouldn't give the liberation. Okay, but unlike that, the Bhakti Yoga is Susukam. It's so easy. So easy. Krishna talks about that in detail, how it is easy. Um, a person can chant the holy name of the Lord. He can wear. Krishna is not saying like you have to renounce the world. No, Krishna is not saying anything like that. A person can have everything in this life. Even the acharyas, everybody says, if you want wealth, you have wealth. If you want wife, a good wife. If you want a good house, have it. If you want to be a billionaire, become billionaire, no problem. You can still attain liberation. That is the thing. We can have everything, but still attain liberation. How? We don't have to detach. How? Consider everything as the possessions given by the Supreme Lord. Right? I have a nice house. This is given to me by the Supreme Lord. I use it for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. I'm not proud of my so-called possessions. And that's it. I'm not attached to my possessions. I'm not proud of my possessions or anything like that. And we can have everything and we can nicely sit in this luxurious chair. Krishna did not say like, okay, you need to sit on the floor or you need to stand on the rock and you chant my name. No. Krishna is saying you can practice wherever you want. If you want to chant my name, you can sit on a golden chair and you can sit and chant my name. No problem. Provided you have to be focused. So easy, right? We can sit and chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There is no difficulty. You can sit and practice. We can hear the Krishna Kada, the messages of Bhagavad Gita, or the pastimes of the Lord, Krishna's pastimes, or many pastimes of the Lord from Srimad Bhagavatam. We can nicely sit and hear the so-called name of the Lord, the so-called pastimes of the Lord are so purifying, so sanctifying, so purifying. So it's easy to perform, easy to understand, easy to practice, easy to attain perfection. And Krishna also adds the one more important verse, that is avyayam. Avyayam. Vyayam means that which perishes, but that which destroys. Right? If you take an apple, apple has a lifespan, 3 days, 4 days. Now in summer, if you put outside, within 2 days, it gets deteriorated and destroyed. You have to throw it away, right? Avyayam, that which never destroys. That which never destroys. Like soul never destroys. Soul is eternal. Soul cannot be killed. Krishna spoke in 2nd chapter itself. Soul cannot be killed by any weapon, cannot be put in the water, cannot be burnt by the fire. Soul is eternal. Soul is also avyayam. Soul is eternal. Right? Now Krishna is saying the bhakti yoga is eternal. How is that? How is that the practice of devotion is eternal? It is eternal because it remains with us. It stays with us. Whatever the devotional credits we develop, whatever the loving emotions we develop towards the Lord, those stays with us. Right? When we leave the body, not at the time of liberation. Imagine we are not ready for liberation yet. When we are leaving the body, or soul goes to another body. Along with that, the subtle body also goes. Our impressions we carry in this life, everything goes. And we get another body and we continue from that. It could be other animal body or human body. But if a person lives according to dharma, practices bhakti yoga or ashtanga yoga or any yoga, if a person practices yoga, is guaranteed a good chances he'll get a human body. And he can continue where he left off. But if a person takes Sharanagati, surrenders to the Lord, and practices Bhakti Yoga, it is guaranteed. It is said he can break the cycle of birth and death, or he will break the cycle of birth and death, and he'll attain the Supreme Lord. And the practice of Bhakti Yoga continues. Whether the person is in material world, earth planet, or the person is in spiritual world, doing some task for the God, even in the spiritual world, the process of devotion, bhakti, retains, continues. That's why it's avyayam. Okay, so many things about this beautiful verse. It is highly quoted by many acharyas. Like if you see books of Srila Prabhupada quotes this in many places in his purports. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshavagamam Dharimyam, Susukam Kartavamyam. So-called Bhakti Yoga is easy to practice, is so confidential, and it gives, or it takes to the Supreme Lord. So we'll spend some more time to know about why this is confidential. Confidential is something which is not usually shared, right? Which is kept secret. Why is that? We'll see. So before that, we'll go into like in our Sanatana Dharma or Vedic life. So we need to know certain things. Right? So we'll see that. What is that? I'll go from the basics again and try to touch many things. So we'll end of this slide, we will know why bhakti is secret. The devotion towards the Lord is confidential. Why? We'll gain more understanding. So if you see in this entire cosmic creation, there are many species of life. There are 8.4 million species of life. If you see a dog is one species. There could be many varieties of dog, many variations in the dog. That some dogs grow up horizontally, some dogs go vertically, only vertically. Some dogs go horizontally. So there are many breeds of dogs, but it's still considered one species. Only one species, a dog species, as per scriptures. There could be many cat species, but it's considered one cat. Cat is a species, one species. There could be many varieties of cats. So if you see anything in this world, any living entity, with that, the living entity that which breathes, takes in oxygen, carbon dioxide, or eats, lives, right? Any living entity, right? So there are different species. The unique species, human being. Comparing all other species, there is one species which is uniquely different and possesses many things, qualities, attributes. So that is a human species. Okay. So if you see other species, they live a life based on how they are programmed. Right? A dog eats certain food, it doesn't eat certain food, right? As for example, a tiger eats meat, tiger doesn't eat leaves or flowers. Even if you give tiger flowers, tiger eats us. So yeah, so other species of life, there are no rules and regulations. They live as per they are programmed. How they are programmed, they live. Only eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's it, nothing else. When it comes to the human life comes with a responsibility. There are rules and regulations of life apply. But if a person doesn't follow the rules and regulations, right? And we know many people lives very abominable life. They try to harm others, kill others. They try to intoxicate so much. No regulations of intoxication, and they gamble and they have illicit relationship with many other women. And these are adharmic activities. Adharmic activities. So as per scriptures, don't take me wrong. As per scriptures, if a human being not living like a human being is not considered a human being. I repeat, if a human being is not living like a human being, is not considered a human being. It's called Dvipada Pashu. It's a Sanskrit word, Dvipada Pashu. But when the human being starts living like a human being, lives a regulated life, I think most of the people in this world live a regulated life, right? All of us live a regulated life. Live in a dharmic way, regulated eating, regulated living habits, and all. So, all the Vedic scriptures, they talk about this. If you see Sanatana Dharma, it's a way of life. There, everything are given. If a person wants to live a dharmic life, how to do that are given. If a person has a desire to unite with other women, he can do in a dharmic way. He can marry a girl in a dharmic way, with nice rituals. Then he can have that association with the woman. If a person wants to, if a person desires to have a child, there are nice pujas are there given. If a Putra Kameshti Yajna, if a person performs that yajna, he is sure to attain a child. So likewise, so many rituals. In Sanatana Dharma, so-called Hinduism, we see if a person takes birth from the age of 0 to the age of 100, there are many rituals. Many rituals. Those rituals are very purifying, which help makes the body and soul very purifying. when the soul takes birth, or before, even in the womb of a mother, in the baby shower, right? Baby shower, there is some ceremonies are being performed, rituals are being performed. And when the soul takes birth, takes body, some rituals are performed. Even feeding the first food to the baby, there are some rituals. As the child grows, many rituals. At the time of marriage, also there are some rituals. Even if a person dies, lives and dies, also at the time of death, also after death, also there are some rituals. Up to 1 year, there are some rituals. These are all coming from our Sanatana Dharma or Vedic literatures. Right? If a person, it is said in scriptures again, is very important. If a person lives a life following the rituals in a regulatory life, as per scriptures, if a person really follows, he will attain heaven planet. He will attain heaven, no hell, heaven. In the heaven, because of his good credits, he will be given good credits if he lives a dharmic life. He'll go to heavenly planet, nicely enjoy in the heaven, and he will be kicked out after some time. So heaven is not a permanent place, it's a temporary place. He'll be kicked out, sent back, and he continues. It is said in scriptures again, like the soul going through these phases, many phases, he realizes what is his life. He starts inquiring, what is this life? Who am I? Who am I? Where did I came from? I don't know my father before. I was just put into this family, put into this father. After I born only, I know my father. Uh, I don't know who was my child before. He was just came up from me, and she's part of me now. And I'm going through many sufferings in my life. I'm going through many happiness in my life. Many things are going in my life. Why? What is this? Why this is happening to me? Who am I? Am I this body? I see people dying. When they die, they're nothing but a dead body. What was there before? What was absent? So those kind of inquisitive questions will arise in people. Bahunanam janmanamante. It's like after many lifetimes, one starts thinking about these things and inquires. We looked at it like when the cosmic manifestation exists, it lasts for 311 trillion years. 311 trillion years. That means our life is just 100 years. 100 years. In different ages, our lifespan was more. But anyway, so we have been going through this again and again, again and again. And at one point, we try to inquire about ourselves. Who are we? Who am I? Brahma Jignasa, Atato Brahma Jignasa, Atato Brahma Jignasa. It's a time I've lived a life. Now is the time for me to learn about myself. Brahma Jignasa. Who am I? Who is this Lord? Even it is said in scripture, it is very rare to come to this stage. And even if a person gets those thoughts because of his past life sins or not having purification, he may not progress further. Even if sometimes this happens, some people go and speak to people, hey, what is this life? Who soul? Some people say like, are you mad? Pagal ho ya kya? What is your age and why are you thinking about that? Don't worry, go and enjoy your life. We see this, right? So when this Brahma Jignasa happens, when the fire ignites, this has to be thoroughly nurtured. So there are Gnana Khanda section of the Vedas. They talk about this self-inquiry, gives knowledge about the Atma, soul. Okay, so Krishna talks about that in second chapter also. So even to give knowledge about the soul, there used to be a process in the past, in previous ages, like just like how we have schools, right? We have schools from kindergarten and middle school, high school, elementary school, middle school, high school, and colleges like that. In Vedic system also in previous ages, there was a school. Kids used to be sent to a place called Gurukula. And they used to do so much service to the teacher, and they used to learn everything, the art of science, art of war, art of music. We covered in previous chapters before, sessions before also. The art of Ayurveda, many things. They learn everything basically, just like how we learn today, right? We learn math, science, English, languages, and everything, right? So those times also they used to teach everything, plus Vedas, literatures, and for certain qualified people, this is the thing, for certain qualified people, they used to teach this Atma Gnana, Gnana kind of section of Vedas. Okay, we'll move a little faster now. So now that this person knows about Atma, now he tries to inquire about who am I, what is my relation with this existence? Is there a other being in this? That is Brahman, the absolute truth, Bhagavan. This is also very rare. At least to come to this stage is also very rare. Okay, many come to this stage, may not continue. This is also coming from Gnanakanda section of the Vedas. The knowledge of Brahman is very confidential. It is given to a certain set of people only. I talked about Gurukula, right? Only the top A+ students were chosen and given this knowledge. And the real knowledge about Bhagavan, attaining the Supreme Lord, breaking the cycle of birth and death, there are various practices, Ashtanga Yoga practices, which involves strenuous practices, and there is a Bhakti Yoga practices. This is to attain the Bhagavan, Krishna or Narayana. This knowledge is given to a qualified people, qualified devotee. He has to have Brahmanical qualities. He has to have good tolerance levels, good patience. The teacher in the previous ages, teacher used to see like how this person behaving with others and all those things. Then they used to give this Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati mantra, the mantra to chant, and also to follow certain practices to attain the Supreme Lord. It's very rare. It's very, very rare. You can see these all different levels of life. Sanatana Dharma gives, in the scriptures, they give knowledge about everything. If you want to live a happy life, you can follow a regulated way the scriptures. And if you want to know about yourself, you can gain knowledge from this Gnanakanda section of Vedas. If you want to know about God, yes, there is a book for you. If you want to know about the God, the Supreme Lord, there is a literature, Upasana Kanda section of Vedas. And if you want to attain the Lord, it is very rare and also given to very limited people in a confidential way. Even during the time of Ramanujacharya also, like Ramanujacharya also had a struggle to gain the Sharanagati mantra. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is one of the Acharya in line of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. His guru was like tested a lot. The student goes through so many tests before even getting the mantra or getting the seed of devotion. It's very rare. But that was in previous ages. But in this age of Kali Yuga, the Acharyas like Ramanujacharya or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Srila Prabhupada, they have appeared and they openly revealed, given this knowledge. It's like Golekhera Premadhana. Right? The secret key, the key to the Goloka Vrindavana or the spiritual world Vaikuntha planets, the key is given to everybody, openly distributed. One just need to accept it with faith. So that's why the knowledge of attaining the Supreme Lord, the practice of devotional service or knowledge of attaining the Supreme Lord is very rare as per Sanatana Dharma scriptures. Krishna, it is because towards the end of Kali Yuga, Krishna, considering the position of Arjuna, gave this. Krishna doesn't want Arjuna to renounce the world. Right? This is the main thing. Krishna doesn't want Arjuna to renounce the world. Krishna made Arjuna to do his duty and at the same time attain liberation. So, how is that possible? By the practice of Bhakti Yoga. So Arjuna can practice Bhakti Yoga and do his war as a service to the Lord, and he can still attain the Supreme Lord. Okay? That's why Krishna gave this knowledge, confidential knowledge to Arjuna. Okay, so now that we know why bhakti or devotion is so rare and so confidential. I know this is a lot, but you can think about it for a minute. Okay, we have 10 more minutes. There are a lot to cover. Okay, now it's the story time. So much philosophy. I'll quickly cover the story. And there is one more slide, very important slide in the glories of Bhagavad Gita. I think I'll do that as well in 5 minutes or so. So let's look at the story. You can relax. Here we pass the toughest hurdle of this technical knowledge. Okay, so this is a story about Narada Muni. You can see this Narada Muni here on this picture, right side, towards the right side. Right? So Narada Muni, we all know this Narada Muni. He was a spiritual master of many gurus. Valmiki, Prahlada. Narada Muni was a guru of Valmiki, Prahlada, Dhruva, and many people. Many people. Narada Muni connected many people towards the Lord. Right? So, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni talks about his own story, his own personal story, and why he narrates this story, because Narada Muni says, by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, I myself attain perfection. Okay, you basically is talking to Vyasadeva, Veda Vyasa. Okay, Veda Vyasa has compiled all Vedic literatures, but he was not happy. He was not happy. This is like before Bhagavatam exists. Narada Muni says, I myself had attained perfection by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, and you write a literature for the next generation, like the people in Kali Yuga, where they can easily understand who God is, the practice of devotional service, build a faith towards the Lord. It's hard for the people to go through all these stages, right? Self-inquiry, Brahman inquiry. In the stage of Kali Yuga, it's practically impossible. Right? So that's why Narada Muni says, you write a book, Srimad Bhagavatam, glorify the Supreme Lord there. And I myself attain perfection just by the practice of devotional service. And Narada Muni continues his story. So Narada Muni says, he was, in previous life, he was a Gandharva. You can see in this picture, Gandharvas, they used to sing and chant, like singers, best singers. They used to play good instruments also. Musicians. So here, for some reasons, he was cursed to become a Shudra, like a person to serve others. He was born to a maid here. You can see in this picture, he was a baby boy. But I need to speed up the story. We have less time. So this boy, along with his mother, used to go and serve the saintly people. You can see in this picture, the saintly people. So mother used to go and serve the saintly people. Narada Muni also accompanied his mother, and he used to go and serve these saintly people. All these saintly people, they used to speak all the Vedic literatures, all Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. They used to discuss among themselves, and they used to also spoke to this child, and that's how this child learned all this, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, or the essence of everything is to practice Bhakti Yoga. So over the course of time, his mother passed away due to some accident. There was a snake bit his mother, and mother died. And he was in great distress. The small boy, Narada, was in great distress. So he went around and he sat next to a tree. and he started meditating. He started reflecting on what he had learned before, what he had learned from them. He started meditating on the Supreme Lord. Over the course of time, very soon, because of his good credits, he attained the vision of the Lord. Vision of the Lord. Okay. So, and at that time, Lord says, I want you to continue practice and intensify your devotion. Intensify your devotion, and then you can come to me. You have a big role to play soon. And God leaves. This Narada leaves the body, and in the next kalpa is like after 4 billion years. Right? In the next kalpa, the same boy appears as Narada Muni. You can see this Narada Muni. Now this time he's a great devotee of the Lord. He made many devotees, many devotees by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. The essence of this story is Narada Muni himself says, just by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, one can attain the Supreme Lord, one can attain the highest perfection. And the example here is himself is Narada Muni. And there is a very important thing I want to cover before we end the session. I want to say one more thing. So this is the glory of Bhakti and Bhakti Yoga coming from Padma Purana. There is a literature called Padma Purana. Padma Purana is like a Bhagavatam, similar Purana, like a literature. These also considered Vedic literature, authentic literature. So in that there is a mention about the glory of Vishnu Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. So that same shloka is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is a wonderful book written by Rupa Goswami. So if you want to have a deep study of Bhakti devotion, you can read this book called Nectar of Devotion. The reference Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. If you want to know about everything about devotion, that is the best book. Okay, I could recommend. So in that book of Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami quotes this verse from Padma Purana. Okay, I'll take a few more minutes. Okay, please excuse me. Aprarabdha phalam papam kotam bijam phalonmukam kramaneva parliyetha Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. If a person has unalloyed devotion towards the Supreme Lord, what happens? What happens? It is said that the sins from the past life, present life, or future life, or sinful proclivities, everything get destroyed. Bhakti purifies. The bhakti, unalloyed devotion towards the Lord purifies the soul. Okay, so I'll quickly go over this cycle here. You can see these words. Bijam is there, bijam, kotam, aprarabdha. What are these words, right? So we'll go into this. I'll take some more time, or we could see in next session also. So because of ignorance, lack of knowledge, people naturally desire for sinful thing. Example, if a person is a good person, but he has bad friends, right? His friends take him to some place where there is alcohol being served or enjoyed, alcohol or any illicit things being done, right? This person is a good person, but it is because he had a bad association. This person goes there and develops sinful desire. He did not commit the sin yet, but he desired the sin. The sin comes as a bijam, like a seed, the desire. Our life is based on our desires only. Whatever we desire, we get. Okay. Our next life is also based on what kind of desires we have. There's a bigger topic. We can go in detail. Okay. I'll go over in 5 minutes, and in next session also we'll try to continue and go deeper into this. Many learnings here. So it starts with the desire. desire to do some sin. And the person, he could tolerate the desire, control, but lack of knowledge, he commits it. He performs it. Papam, it's called papam. He commits the sin. So now that he committed the sin, he has to go through consequences. Right? So all his sins, whatever he did in this lifetime, get stored in account like prarabdha, right? Since from this lifetime and since from many lifetimes, like we have been going through trillions of years, so many trillions of sins. So everything gets stored in this prarabdha. So when we take birth in our life because of unfortunate situations, right? So we go through some suffering. The suffering is because of past life sins. Some peace only. If we are done 100, we may get the consequence of one sin only in this lifetime. That's example. Okay? So because of people go through suffering. Okay, this is one thing, and there is a kutam. Kutam means like the person has already committed a sin. He has desired for a sin, he committed a sin, and it is stored in his database, which has been storing till many lifetimes, and he develops a natural proclivity to commit sin. It's like one naturally becomes an alcoholic. He naturally becomes like a drug addict, or having illicit relationship with women, or doing many things, all kinds of nonsense. Some people are naturally just natural, just like that naturally they do. Where is it coming from? Because of past life. This person has done all those things in the past life and he's doing again. And this continues. And while he's doing, he will develop more desires. I wish I do this way. Now that he's getting a great pleasure by committing sin, he develops more desires, and this continues forever, continues forever, continues forever, and this suffering is also forever. But this is a beautiful thing. But Vishnu Bhakti Atmanam Ramaneva Paliyeta. If a person performs devotion towards the Lord, bhakti towards the Lord, he gains the knowledge. By such knowledge, by such practice of devotional service, the bijam, sinful desires, will not appear. A devotee never develops a sinful desire. A devotee never commits a sin. And if a devotee had a big pile of or big stock of sins, everything will be nullified. And if a person had some inclinations, proclivities towards committing sin, those also will be destroyed. A devotee is no more inclined towards committing sin. and is very important thing. This is for the Sharanagata. As person surrenders to the Lord, even there will not be any suffering to that person. There will not be suffering to the person. God just removes all the past sins also, and the consequences. Unless a person really committing something offenses, only then such a person has to go through suffering. Otherwise, for a pure devotee, even in this current life also, these are rare cases. Okay, cases for a pure devotee, he will not also have to go through suffering in this lifetime. So by the practice of bhakti yoga, everything will be nullified. That's how the bhakti pures the devotee, pures the person, and Lord accepts a pure person. Tulsi, Lord accepts Tulsi, Lord accepts pure person. Okay, we'll do this life lesson and we'll end the session here. So spiritual knowledge is not just confidential and proportional, it is also transformational. And the last one, bhakti purifies, sanctifies, and amplifies our loving emotions unto the Supreme Lord. Okay, so we'll end here. Okay, Hare Krishna. I hope you have gained some knowledge today. Please feel free to share your thoughts and realizations, and we'll continue this glorious Bhakti Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita in our next session. Same time next Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.